Thanks for getting on, guys. I appreciate you being here. What we're going to do tonight, my name is Mike Behrens. I'm a team leader with Xendurance. I've had a great working relationship with Greg for a few years now. So it's super exciting to be able to be here and to talk to you and go over all the information about supplementation. The big focus of what I want to do and the whole point behind this is to answer any kind of questions that you might have about supplementation, but address some of the problems that are in the supplement world and some of the confusion that's out there. Really want to touch on some of the points that most people don't really know about supplementation and cover some of that, and make sure that we're addressing the issues and things like that that come when it comes to supplements, questions that you have. The big thing that I want to address is, are supplements right for you? And do you even need supplements, right? Like that's the big question that comes into play all the time when I talk about supplementation. There's all kinds of problems that come in. And so we're going to address that tonight. That's I want you to be able to walk away from this knowing what supplements make sense for you, if they make sense at all, and then where you should get started and how things work for you. So a couple of things that we're going to do that we're going to talk about with supplementation. First thing is we're going to cut through the confusion and the misinformation that's out there. We're going to talk about supplement companies pulling a fast one because these are a huge problem that I see. They prey on the lack of the knowledge of the consumer. The cheapest product for the highest profit. This is what most supplement companies will push. They'll really try to maximize their profits at your jeopardizing your health because they just want to worry about the profits. And then it makes you wonder, do these products even work, right? Because you're not getting a high quality product that's not actually giving you actual benefit. And then let's talk about long-term support or damage that might be caused based on the product that you're taking. So for me, those are the biggest problems that I've always seen in supplements. And I really try to get to the heart of that. And my job and what I've done for 8+ years is to educate people on supplementation and help people figure out what makes sense. And that's where I come in to help you guys answer questions, give you the best answer that I can, and then help you make the right decision so that you can live healthier using supplementation. The first thing that I want to address, though, is, do you even need these supplements? Right? That's a big question that people ask me all the time. Well, the answer is yes. The simple answer is, actually, no, sorry, I said that wrong. The simple answer is no, you don't need supplements. Supplements are just that. They're a supplement to a healthy diet. So if you're eating a perfectly balanced, healthy diet with a wide variety of foods, do you need supplementation? No, you don't. And I'm not going to be somebody who's going to push supplements over a healthy diet and whole foods, right? So if you're eating a whole food diet, stick with that. That's always going to be your best option. But if you're like me and you eat maybe 10 different meals in a rotation, you're probably not getting the widest variety of vitamins and nutrients and things to support your immune system and to support your body and help with recovery and all those things. So that's where supplements can start to fill in some of those holes and fill in some of those gaps and help you live healthier and support your body better with the supplementation. So what I want to do is address how this works for you. And we're going to touch on 3 different areas that I want to go over to make sure that we're covering all of the aspects of around supplementation so that you guys can make the right decision and see what makes the most sense for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to cut through the confusion. I'm going to give you some things that the supplement companies do, talk about some of the marketing. Then we're going to talk about what to look for, what to avoid. And then we're going to talk about what makes sense for you and my recommendations around supplements and kind of some foundational products that I recommend everybody use. Okay. So first thing that I want to do is cut through the confusion in supplements. The biggest thing that I notice in all supplementation is the marketing around products. And it comes with claims on labels of how things work and what works and what doesn't work. And the easiest way I can illustrate the confusion around supplements is the marketing with the claims on the products with protein, let's say, for example. Protein is going to help with muscle recovery, right? We all know that protein helps rebuild your muscles, helps with muscle recovery. But where the confusion comes in is a lot of times supplement companies will put the claim on their product of this is going to help with muscle recovery, but then the dosage on the back is so small that it's not actually going to do anything. So if you have a product that's got 2 grams of protein in it, it's not going to do much to help with muscle recovery, right? Because it's 2 grams of protein, really not going to amount to much for muscle recovery. But if you have a product that's got 20 grams of protein in it, odds are it's going to help a lot more with muscle recovery. So that right there is some confusion that happens, that these claims on labels, you want to always be looking at the dosage. And if you're not paying attention to the dosage of the products that you're taking, then you're essentially throwing away money, because more often than not, the dosage of products are so small that it's not going to give you the actual benefit. But what's in the supplement industry, they can make the claim if there's even a little bit of that product in there. So if there's 2 grams of protein, they can claim it helps with muscle recovery. If there's like Cheerios, it claims that it's heart healthy, right? Because there's whole grains in it. And so it is, right? Like it is going to be heart healthy, maybe better than Fruit Loops, but it's not going to be the best option for you in a dosage that's going to be high enough to actually give you the actual benefit. And so that's the biggest thing that I see in the confusion in supplementation, is people don't know what to buy, because there's so many different products in the market, that you really got to cut through that BS of the marketing and make sure you're getting an actual dosage that's effective, which then leads to making sure that your dosage is effective. But if you have a high enough dosage, the next part of that is the absorption around products. And so it's great to get 20 grams of protein, but if it's a low grade, poor quality protein, your body can't absorb it and it doesn't know what to do with it. So when it can't absorb that product, again, you're not getting the benefit from it. So it's fine to have a high dosage, but it's got to be a good quality so that your body can actually absorb it. And that goes to the different grades of ingredients. Supplements are just like any type of food. Use the example of a prime choice cut of beef and prime choice steak, right? Or ground beef. And there's different grades. It's all comes from a cow. It's all meat, but there's different grades of it. And so there's different qualities of it. So your supplements are going to be the same way. And one's going to be better for you than the other because it's a higher grade product, right? So making sure that when you're purchasing a supplement, you're getting a dosage that's effective, and it's a good enough quality that your body can actually absorb it, which then goes to your gut health. And that's a big thing that when you do supplements, and what we're going to talk about here in a second with what to avoid, there's things that damage your gut health, and making sure your gut health, so like your intestines is healthy, is incredibly important when it comes to the absorption of your products. And I use a visual when it comes to gut health of, if you think of your hand as your intestinal wall, and your hand is spread like this when your gut is not healthy. And then what happens is when you consume food or consume protein or whatever it is, anything you're going to eat will then get into your body and just go right through your intestinal wall, right? And it just goes into your body. Your body doesn't absorb it properly, causes free radical damage, causes inflammation in the body. And so it's not healthy. And then you're not getting the benefit of the products or the food even that you are consuming. And then, so there's certain things that contribute to poor gut health, but then addressing that with products that are going to help address that makes your gut act like a closed hand. So now, if you can address your gut health, when you consume food, it's going to hit that wall and absorb properly. And then it's going to not cause free radical damage. It's not going to cause inflammation, so that your body can actually absorb the ingredients that you're consuming. So the dosage is high enough, the absorption is proper, and your gut health is good. It's going to make that work so much more efficiently. And I bring that up because there's certain ingredients in certain products that actually damage your gut health and are counterproductive to what you're trying to do with supplementation. And so there's one point that I like to stress when I start talking about gut health. A lot of times I'll start to lose people. Have I lost any of you guys yet? Greg, I know you're paying attention. Everybody, Jem and Rudolph, are you guys there still? You awake. Okay, cool. All right. So when I start to talk about this stuff, people start to gloss over because it's like gut health. What are we going to do with gut health? Right? Like, what does that mean to me? I just need to know if this stuff works. Right. But the big thing that I start to talk about with this is I get a little teeny bit sciencey with you, because gut health, poor gut health, bad products cause inflammation in the body, cause free radical damage in the body. And have you guys heard of free radical damage? Raise your hand if you've heard of it. Yes. Okay. All right. So free radical damage is just damage that happens to your body, right? So like toxins get into your body from the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, different things that happen that cause free radical damage to your cells, things like that. And I'm going to use an illustration here in a second that free radical damage then happens to your cells. And so cells, your cell health is incredibly important. Seventh grade science is, your cells are the makeup of your entire body. So it's kind of important to protect your cells. When you get free radical damage, it causes something called oxidative stress. Have you guys heard of oxidative stress? Greg has. Jim, have you heard of it? Yes. Rodolfo? No? Okay. All right. So oxidative stress, the easiest way I can explain oxidative stress is through this visual right here. It is, if you think of an apple, when you cut an apple in half and you let it sit, it's going to turn brown. So that's the apple oxidizing, right? It's going under oxidative stress because it's oxidizing the apple. And if you let it sit long enough, it's going to completely deteriorate and you're going to destroy that apple. You're not going to be able to eat it because it's going to be completely rotten. And if you take a lemon or orange and squirt a little of that vitamin C on it, it's going to it's an antioxidant. So it's going to protect that apple from oxidizing. It's going to protect that from having that oxidative stress. Well, think of that exact same thing when it comes to our cell health. If free radical damage gets into your body because of poor gut health, because of poor quality products that you're consuming, you're going to cause oxidative stress to your cells. And when your cells are happy, your body's happy. When your cells are destroyed by oxidative stress, ultimately you're destroying your body, right? You might not feel it right away. It's something that builds over time, but eventually you will feel it because oxidative stress is the leading cause of all degenerative diseases. So it's pretty important to protect with your cell health. So it's a little bit sciencey. A lot of times I lose people, but it's incredibly important that you address oxidative stress and cellular health with the supplements that you're taking. So that's the big thing that I really like to talk about when it comes to confusion in the marketplace, because most people think, all right, I just need to take something to get me big and bulky and help me recover and whatever, right? And like, but they're not addressing the root of what actually needs to be accomplished with supplementation. Okay. So that's my science pitch. I will stop with that for now. Okay. Next thing is I want to talk about what to look for and what to avoid in supplementation, because that's incredibly important too. The first thing that we want to look for is we want to make sure that everything's drug-free and there's no banned substances, anything like that. Make sure you're not putting any harmful ingredients into your body. There's a little logo that you can look for on most products. It's called Informed Choice or Informed Sport. It will actually give you that's a third party that tests for over 140 different banned substances to make sure that it's certified drug-free, so you're not getting any bad stuff in your system. Then the next thing is you want to look for artificial sweeteners and artificial flavoring. You want to try to avoid that at all costs, because those are the things that start to cause that inflammation in your body and start to damage your gut health. The biggest culprit that I see in supplements is an ingredient called sucralose, and that's an artificial sugar that is 300 times sweeter than natural cane sugar. So they don't have to use a lot of it to sweeten a product, but your body doesn't know how to process it. So what happens is it will see that sucralose and your body will eliminate most of it. But there's a good portion of it that it doesn't eliminate. So then it causes that damage to your gut health, which then causes the free radicals and oxidative stress and things like that. So incredibly important that you avoid that as much as you possibly can. Is it going to kill you? No, it's not going to kill you right away, right? Like over the long term, might it create a degenerative disease? Maybe if you're having a ton of sucralose, but in my honest opinion, I would avoid it at all costs if possible, right? So try to stay away from that stuff. The artificial flavoring is incredibly important too. You want to try to stay away from that as much as you can. Try to find a company that uses natural flavoring. More supplement companies are getting savvy to that now and trying to be better at the flavoring, but a lot of the mainstream supplement companies still use artificial sweeteners, still use artificial flavoring, and are really more concerned about, does it taste good than is it actually making you healthy, right? So that's the biggest things that I talk about what to look for and avoid. Next thing is I address protein, because when it comes to protein, there's differences in protein, differences in the quality. I really want you to look at the qualities of proteins. If you take like a dairy-based whey protein, there's different types of that. So there's a whey concentrate, there's a whey isolate, and a whey hydrolysate. Then there's a casein protein, different types of protein. The big difference is going to be how your body interacts with that and how your body can absorb it. So a whey concentrate is the cheapest form of protein that you can get. If you've ever gone to Costco or Sam's Club and bought a 70 serving tub of protein for 30 bucks, that's probably a whey concentrate, because it's just super, super cheap to produce. And it's really hard for your body to process. Now, some people won't have issues. It doesn't cause any indigestion or anything like that. But if you've ever had the bubble guts or the protein farts from a protein, that's probably what it is. It's a whey concentrate. And so it's just harder for your stomach and your body to digest. Then to go a step up into a whey isolate or hydrolysate, what companies do is they start to filter out some of those impurities. And it's called a partially pre-digested protein, so that your body, when it sees that, it actually can absorb it almost immediately, because the impurities are taken out. It's easier for your body to process, and you can get a better benefit from it. So when you're looking at a protein, the concentrate is probably going to be the least quality. Now, again, there's different types of concentrate. So there's a poor quality concentrate, but then there's a super high quality concentrate. Still going to be hard for your body to digest, but it's going to be better of the concentrates that are out there. And then an isolate, and then a hydrolysate is going to be the most filtered, the most partially broken down, so your body can absorb it as fast as possible and you can get the maximum benefit. A casein protein is a slower digesting protein that your body can use over a longer period of time to help keep your body in recovery mode for like up to 6 hours. So it's a good product to work with. Other types of protein that I address: vegan proteins. Great. Got nothing wrong with vegan proteins. I think they're awesome. They don't taste the greatest, to be honest with you. I've only found maybe 2 that ever taste decent. One of them happens to be the Xendurance product, but the vegan proteins are great if you have dairy issues. The one drawback to a vegan protein is they more often than not are not a complete amino acid profile, where a dairy protein is a complete amino acid profile. Basically, that means, the simplest way to describe it, amino acids are the building blocks of protein so that your body can actually recover, right? And if it's not a complete building block, then it's not a complete protein. So then it's not going to be as efficient for muscle recovery. Still going to be a good option, just not going to be as efficient as whey protein. So if you don't have personal reasons or allergies or trouble with dairy for muscle recovery, a whey protein is going to be a better option for you, but a vegan protein is still going to be almost just as good, right? So great option to go with. The other type of protein I talk about is collagen protein. Collagen protein is, sometimes people will take it for muscle recovery. It's not as good for muscle recovery, and actually targets everything else. So if whey protein and vegan proteins are going to target muscle recovery, collagen protein targets every other aspect of your body. So like tissue health, so skin, hair, nails, joints, things like that. That's what collagen is good for. If you're about to have surgery, start taking some collagen beforehand, a couple weeks beforehand, and then take collagen a couple weeks afterward, like all the way through. It's going to help with the recovery of your tissue after surgery, so that you're going to heal faster, right? So think of collagen like that. So that's something in protein that you want to make sure that you're getting the right protein for the right job. Okay. And then the last thing that I really talk about when what to look for, what to avoid in supplements, is capsules versus tablets. This is important when it comes to the multivitamin conversation, because a lot of people will take a men's one a day or a women's one a day, and they come in a compressed tablet form. And what happens is multivitamins, the ingredients in there need to start the absorption process in your stomach. But because they come in a compressed tablet, it actually passes right through your stomach, gets into your intestines, and then you end up just eliminating it before it actually starts to break down, and your body you don't absorb it, because it's compressed in the way it's made. It just doesn't work properly. So you're literally pissing away money with the multivitamins that are in a compressed tablet form. So you always want to look for where that product is going to absorb. And with a multivitamin, it needs to be a capsule so that the capsule can then break down in your stomach and the absorption process can start in the right place and you can get the actual benefit from it. Now, there are some products. Xendurance has a product that's designed to absorb in your small intestine. So it's in a compressed tablet form so that it will pass through your stomach. And then that absorption process starts there. There's a different compression that's used than a multivitamin, so it actually works in your small intestine. So that's a big thing when it comes to getting a product that's actually going to work for you. Okay, everybody still with me? Cool, got it. All right, so next thing is what makes sense for you. I'll do this as quick as I can, and then we can talk specifically about some questions that you guys have, and we'll go over the Xendurance products and how they can help you. But the big thing is what I feel like makes the most sense for anybody that's going to be watching this replay or that's on here right now. There's 3 foundational products / ingredients that I want you to think about taking. If you're not taking already, it's something that you can definitely get a benefit from. First one is fish oil. Fish oil is huge, a omega-3, something to calm the inflammation in your body. Fish oil has been shown to reduce inflammation in the body, to help fight that. Again, the inflammation comes from the poor food, the environment, the air that we breathe. The inflammation comes from exercise-induced inflammation. So there's a lot going on that causes inflammation, which then leads to that free radical damage and so on and so forth, right? And so with inflammation, I use the analogy of, if you think of your body as a house that caught on fire, you get a little bit of inflammation going on in your body, and inflammation just starts to build. And when a house fire just starts burning, it gets out of control real fast. And the more inflammation builds, you get this big ball of inflammation that's going on in your body, to the point where, like with a fire, it just gets to that state where it's like burning real cool and calm. Like you don't even, it's just kind of burning, and then it peters out after a while, but it's in that state where you're just kind of cool and you don't even realize that it's going on in your body because you just got comfortable with it. But you have this inflammation that's just chilling there. And so to put that out, you need to get something that's going to reduce inflammation. So an anti-inflammatory. Fish oil has been shown to do that. And so I always tell people, when you're going to do a fish oil, go at it with a high dose right away, because you don't want to put out a house fire with a cup of water. So if you do a small dose of fish oil, you're going to be throwing a cup of water on the house fire. It's not going to do much good for you. It's going to take a long time to calm that fire down and put it out. If you go at the house fire with a big dose of fish oil and bring that down, then you can scale back to just keeping a cup of water on it to keep that fire at bay, right? So that's something that I always tell people. Start with like 2,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but start with that and then scale back to a maintenance dose of 1,000 on a daily basis. And it really helps calm that inflammation down real fast. Next thing that goes hand in hand with fish oil is vitamin D. Vitamin D has been shown to enhance the absorption of fish oil, but also helps with mood support, helps with joint support, helps with all kinds of things. Specifically right now in 2020, what's relevant for us and COVID, vitamin D has been shown to reduce the risk of catching COVID, but then also reduce the severity of COVID if you do catch it. So it's incredibly important to make sure that you're getting adequate vitamin D levels. I take about 8,000 IUs of vitamin D on a daily basis. So it keeps me pretty covered with vitamin D. And then for us in the Midwest here, it's kind of important, especially coming in the winter months, we're not going to be outside getting the sun and getting the vitamin D. And then the last thing is that multivitamin. Again, COVID, supporting your immune system we're more aware of that now than we've ever been, and we've been forced to be aware of it. Having a healthy immune system is incredibly important, and making sure that you're giving yourself the right antioxidants, the right vitamins, the right nutrients that your body needs to support your immune system is incredibly important, which goes back to the whole point of getting a capsule versus a compressed tablet so you can actually get the benefit from it. Okay, so those 3 products I think are huge for a daily health and wellness plan for anyone that's going to be watching this. I don't care who you are, unless you're allergic to fish, you should be taking all 3 of those products. But then specifically, because this is a gym setting that we're talking to, and you guys all work out at Arioch, I want to talk about protein and pre-workouts. Protein around your training is important. Do you need to buy a supplement to do that? No, you don't. If you are someone who doesn't like to work out with food in their belly, then a protein supplement beforehand is going to be very beneficial. If you're someone who doesn't like to eat immediately after a workout, then having a protein shake immediately after your workout is going to be very beneficial, because your body, what you're doing when you work out, you're breaking down your muscles. You need to start that recovery process. So supplementing with protein is great. Can you eat it, get it from food? Yes, by all means, go ahead and do so. So if you're someone who works out in the afternoons and you're coming from work, when we used to go to work, you're coming from work and to the gym, um, and you haven't had anything to eat since lunchtime, maybe get a protein shake before you go to the gym, so that it helps you get some fuel for the workout, gives your muscles some protein to work with while they're working out. And then when you go home, after the workout, just go home and eat supper and make sure you're getting some quality protein. Then you don't have to have another protein shake. Can you? Absolutely. The benefits to protein shakes are they absorb so much faster. Food, if you have 20 grams of protein from a chicken breast and 20 grams of protein from a protein shake, the absorption is going to be faster from the shake because it's already partially broken down. So it's easier for your body to digest and absorb, where the chicken breast, your body has to go through the process of breaking it down. Not saying that's a problem, but it just takes a little bit longer for that to happen. So if you're somebody who really wants to recover and maximize your recovery, protein shake after your workout is going to be a big deal. The next thing that I talk about is pre-workouts, because everybody loves a pre-workout. Everybody loves high stimulant pre-workout that's going to make you feel all jittery and get the shakes and crush your workout, right? And you get all hyper and ready to go. The reality is those are detrimental to what you're doing in the gym. If you're just going to go have a bro sesh with Greg and you just want to get a good pump on, then crush one of those pre-workouts. Go right ahead. It's totally cool because it's going to help with that pump and it's going to give you that. But if you're doing a CrossFit workout and you're trying to perform optimally, they're counterproductive because it makes you gas out faster. You're going to get spent faster. You're going to hit max faster, right? So when I talk about pre-workouts, the big thing that you want to focus on is getting substance over stimulant. And so getting a carbohydrate-based pre-workout is huge for performance. I remember when I was in high school, my dad would always make me eat some kind of candy or something like that before a basketball game because he just wanted me to get some sugar so that I had a little energy for the game, right? The theory makes sense. Probably not the best option for me to eat some candy, but still, like it makes sense getting some sugar in my system. So getting some carbohydrates before a workout is actually going to help you perform better so that you can work harder. And the simplest way to explain that is we have a baseline glycogen store. When you work out, you dip into that, and then you have to replenish that glycogen store when you get done working out. If you supplement with carbohydrates beforehand, you're not going to dip into that glycogen store while you're working out as much or at all because you're getting enough carbohydrates to fuel that workout. So then when you get done, you don't have to bring yourself out of that hole to feel good again, right? So you're going to help with your recovery process. You're going to help work out harder. You're going to help burn more calories. So anybody that's like, oh no, I can't have carbs. Carbs are the enemy. They can't do carbs. Around your training, carbs are your friend. Rest of the day, if you don't want to do carbs, don't do carbs. Fine, I don't care. But around your training, around working out, carbs are going to be your friend either pre or post workout to help fuel you for the workout or restore your glycogen afterwards. Okay. So substance over stimulant. That's something that I definitely want you to take away from this. Carbs are calories. Calories are energy for a workout. Stimulants are the wrong kind of energy for your workout. If you get like a pre-workout, there may be 5 calories. You're not going to get much energy to burn for a workout. Okay. So just something to think about when you're talking about pre-workouts. Okay. So that's it for me. I'm going to go over the Xendurance product line real quick, and then I'll open it up for questions to you guys to answer any questions about specific supplementation that you're interested about. But I want to give you a quick overview of what Xendurance has to offer and how these products are a little bit different and, how they're going to help you. But before I do that, odds are you guys aren't super familiar with Xendurance. I know Greg is pretty familiar with Xendurance. I just want to give you a quick background. Xendurance is a health and wellness company, been around for 20 years, and we have supplements for every lifestyle that are focused on helping you live healthier longer. And what we do is the company has been so focused on making the best products for 20 years because the founder of the company actually created these products for himself to begin with. and then got such good feedback on it that he decided to turn it into a company after the fact, right? So he just made them for himself, but they actually worked very well. And because of the fact that these products are made specifically for him, the attention to detail and the attention to quality is huge. The founder is named Sandy Kellen. He's 75 years old. And he told me one time that he had an aunt live to be 105. His goal is to live to be 106. So he's making these supplements to get him there. And so because of that, you can feel good. I feel good knowing that the quality of what we're getting is second to none. Okay. So the product categories, daily products, the product in the back here is the Immune Boost. It's a multivitamin. It's in a capsule form, over 25 different antioxidants to help support your immune system. Incredible multivitamin that actually works and you get actual benefit from. Joint formula, there's been books written about this product because it works so dang good. This was the first product that Sandy created for himself. He used to be an Olympic bobsledder, so he needed to protect his body because his joints were just beat to hell after he got done and retired from that. So he created this. He's been taking that for 20 years, and it's the same product. It's just so good. It works amazingly well. So if you're having joint pain, definitely check that one out. Next product is the Omega Plus D3. So I talked about the fish oil and vitamin D together. It's a 2-in-1 product. So you get both of those in one bag. The maintenance dose is 2 pills a day. I would recommend starting with 4 pills a day and then scaling back to the 2. And then this last product is the Extreme Endurance. This product is like a unicorn. We call it our unicorn pills because it actually has been clinically shown to reduce lactic acid, which is going to make you less sore on a daily basis. So if you do a crap ton of wall balls one day, you're going to be less sore the next day because you're on this Extreme Endurance product. And then it also reduces muscle damage. So you're not going to dig yourself in as deep of a hole. And then the big thing with this product is it decreases oxidative stress on the body, which, if you remember that science portion I talked about, oxidative stress is a big deal, decreases that by 39%, which is huge. Okay. So that's the daily category. There's one more that I'll say needs to go in this category as well that we'll get on in just a second. But here's our energy products. This is our substance over stimulant. These products in the back are Fuel 5, Fuel 5 Plus, carbohydrate-based pre-workouts. 4 types of carbohydrates plus lactate, which is your body's go-to fuel source. Going to really help you crush a workout. The only difference between the two is one's got caffeine, one doesn't. Then this is an energy gel. The energy gel is just like the Fuel 5, but in a gel form and only 2 types of carbohydrates instead of 5 or instead of 4. So, but if you've ever had like a goo pack or anything like that, it's very similar, just easier to take down. Next 2 products are the Hydro. There's Hydro sticks and then a Hydro in just a bag form. And there's lemon lime and grape. This is like a Gatorade replacement. So any type of sports drink, this is going to replace that for you. And it tastes awesome. It's a very light flavor. Great for during a workout. If you want something to drink during a workout that's flavored instead of water, this is a great option. And then this last product here is the Focus. Now this, for lack of a better word, is an energy drink and can fall into that pre-workout category of a traditional pre-workout, but it's not, if that makes any sense. There's 130 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not overstimulated, but there's other ingredients in here that are actually going to essentially turn your brain on so that your brain gets dialed in and you're more aware of what's going on. You're more focused on what's going on. They were really spot on with naming the product, but you're focused on what you're doing so that you perform better. But it's been shown to actually promote brain health. So long-term brain health is huge with one of the ingredients in here. And it's just a fantastic product. I'll show you how to get some samples of that here in a second. And then next category is the recovery products. These are protein. This is our dairy-based protein, chocolate, vanilla, both taste awesome. Vanilla has a hint of cinnamon in it. So if you like, the milk after cinnamon toast crunch or something like that, it's going to be a great option for you. Creatine. This is a product that falls into that daily category because it helps with cellular health. And what I was talking about before, cell health is incredibly important. So creatine actually restores the energy in your cells so that your cells can restore themselves faster and recover better. So creatine should be something that should be a daily category for you, taken every single day. The only caveat to that is don't take it around caffeine. So I actually take my creatine at bedtime because I'm as far away from having caffeine that day. And then I won't have it again until the next morning. So, because creatine and caffeine actually buffer each other. So if you drink like a Bang energy drink or anything like that, there's creatine and caffeine in there. Neither one of them are working like they should because they're trying to fight each other and just not working right. So next product, CB Deep Sleep. This is a sleep product. If you have trouble sleeping or want to maximize your sleep, help your recovery, this is incredible. I have 3 children, so I live on this product. I feel like it helps me sleep faster. And then if you've ever taken or heard of CBD oil, this is our CBD oil. It's a full spectrum CBD oil. The only thing that I say to people when it comes to CBD oils is just making sure you're getting a good quality. If you're buying your CBD at a gas station, probably not the best quality for you to get. And then the last category is the transform category. This is our vegan protein. It's called Lean. It's a 2-in-1 product. So it's a vegan protein plus superfood greens. Fantastic. Tastes like cookie dough. It's cookie dough flavor. So it tastes awesome. Collagen and greens. You get 16 grams of collagen protein plus full serving of superfood greens. And then if you have any type of weight loss goals or anything like that, the Lean Plus has been clinically shown to promote fat loss while maintaining lean muscle. So pretty awesome. First time I tried that product, I lost 20 pounds when I took it. So pretty legit. How do you try these products? That's the next question. How do we try these without buying a whole bag and investing a big, large investment? Xendurance has a sample box that you can try. You get all these products. They actually just made a little change. So you now get 1 Fuel 5 Plus and 1 regular Fuel 5. But you can try them all before you buy the big bags. It's basically a week's supply of supplementation to see if you like it. You get to try all the flavors and make sure that you like them before you buy the full bag. And then you get the extreme endurance and you'll be able to, Greg will show you how to test that product so that you can see from a workout perspective how much of an improvement you have in a week's time with taking it. And I'll show you how to get that here in a second too. Okay. So that's everything. That's what I got. What do you got for questions? I'm going to pull up a website on where you can go to get some free samples of the Focus, and then I'll show you how to get the sample box. But let me have it with questions if you got them.
Hey, Mike, on that, in regards to the taking the extreme endurance, can you take the lean with it as well? Or do they counteract? Yes. It's okay to take both at the same time? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's no problem at all.
And is it better? You mentioned about the collagen, the protein. I take collagen, but I take it in a tablet form right now.
Okay.
So is it better to do that, the protein or the powder comparison?
Yeah, the powder's going to be better than the tablet form because remember that I was saying with the absorption of the tablets,
right?
It doesn't break down as easy in your stomach where it needs to start the absorption process. So if you can get to a powder, I have seen people take the collagen tablets before, and the powder is just going to be a better option because it's easier for your body to break down. It's easier for your body to absorb. You'll get a better benefit from it.
Okay. Perfect.
So I would, if I was you, I would think about getting a powder instead of just the tablets. And the one thing that with our powder that I point out to people is our collagen product is a 2-in-1 product. It's not just a collagen product. So it's collagen plus greens. So if you're comparing it just to a standalone collagen product, the price is going to be a little bit different. Okay. Because you're not getting just collagen. So just keep that in mind when you're comparing prices.
Okay. When would you take that? Does it matter when you take that during the day, morning or afternoon, evening, or how does it?
It really doesn't matter with collagen, just as long as you're taking it. It's one of those things that as long as you have a supply in your system, we don't eat enough collagen foods to support ourselves. So if you can supplement with it, it really doesn't matter. I like to take it in the mornings because I mix it with a scoop of the whey protein and have it as like almost like a meal replacement shake in the mornings, but whatever works best for you.
Okay.
And you get your serving of greens in there too.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Hey, Mike, on the creatine, do you take the creatine, the JB creatine?
Yes, I
currently. Do you take it twice or just one scoop per day?
I take 1 scoop a day.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah.
I take it too, and that's why I do the 1 scoop usually after working out. I usually take it after workouts. Is that better to take? You mentioned but I don't do a lot of caffeine, so is it okay to do it at that point?
If you're going to take it, around your workout, it's better to do it post-workout than it is pre-workout.
Okay.
As long as you're not having caffeine post-workout, then yeah, you're fine. And with caffeine, try to keep it like 2 hours away from any type of caffeine that you've had. So if you're, if you had some caffeine at 4 o'clock, just make sure you're not taking your creatine until 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I want to show you guys how to get free samples. I will post it I'll send it to Greg, and Greg can show you how to get it.
Okay.
But basically what we're going to do here is, let me share my screen first again. Let's do this. I'll do this. Oh. All right. So first thing we're going to do is share this over here. There we go. So if you want to get free samples of the Focus, you can go to takeitfeelitshareit.com/free samples, and this will pop up. You click on get your samples, and you'll put in your information here. This is a little video that walks you through exactly what to do. But basically you're going to play what's called the Focus game. You're going to download the Team X&D app, play the Focus game. And then if you get at least 5 right with their multiple choice questions, you get a minute to answer as many as you can. They're really kind of BS questions. There's really only one right answer. But if you get at least 5 right in the 1 minute, we'll send you 2 free samples. If you beat my score, which is 16, you'll get a big pat on the back from me. I'm not going to give you anything for it because I'll be mad. I had somebody tell me that they got 20 the other day, and I wanted to say, whatever. Anyway, so you go here, you fill this out, and then you'll get the link to download the app, and you can get your free samples. And then when it comes to doing the sample box, you can go to Greg's link. He has where you can order it, or Greg, you could probably order it in the gym for you if you wanted to as well. You go to the website, and then here's the sample box right here. Pretty simple. You just add it to cart, and then you'll go to checkout. If you don't have an account already, this is my account, but if you don't have an account already, it'll just prompt you to create an account, and then you can order the sample box. It's $40 for 9 different products now that you can try, see if you like it. You'll get a 10% discount for going through Greg's link for the first time. So it's going to be $36 plus shipping. So not too bad for you to try some product. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
So definitely take advantage of the free samples in the sample box.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
No problem. Any other questions?
Any
questions?
I guess another question about the lean and the extreme. Is it because you take the extreme twice a day, 3 in the morning and 3 at night?
Yep.
What is the lean? How often do you take the lean? Is it twice a day as well? Or
the lean, you're recommended to take it before twice a day before your 2 biggest meals of the day.
Okay.
Yep. And take it about 30 minutes beforehand.
Is there caffeine in that?
A little bit, yeah. It's green tea extract, so it's not overly stimulated caffeine. It's not you're not really gonna feel like a crazy energy boost from it. It just helps with the metabolism booster is all. So the green tea extract it's there. There is a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's not gonna, unless you're super, super, super sensitive to it, it's not gonna keep you awake or anything like that.
Anything like that. And you say you lost 20 pounds taking that?
Yeah, first time I took it, I lost 20 pounds. I'm going to start on Monday. I'm doing a 21-day challenge with a carb cycle program that I'm going to take the lean, but I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to test it here, and I'm going to take it 3 times a day with 2 pills each time. So what would that be? Tripling the dose on a daily basis of what I'm taking, but I'm 6'5" and I weigh 265 pounds, so I'm not a small guy. So I want to see what kind of results I get from it by doing a dose that high to see if it really makes a big difference or if it doesn't make a big difference.
Okay. Because that's not a meal replacement or anything like that.
No.
Right?
It's just a pill. Just a pill.
Okay, just a pill. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the lean powder, the vegan protein, it's a vegan protein with superfood greens. So technically it could be like a meal replacement. Calorie wise, it's not an insane amount of calories, but you are getting 20 grams of protein and a full serving of greens. So you're getting kind of a meal replacement in a scoop of protein.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. You know, obviously the food's always going to be your best option. So always go with that first. But if you needed something as a meal replacement, I actually use the whey protein and the collagen and greens. And then I'll throw a scoop of Fuel 5 in there. Tastes awesome. All three of them mixed together.
That's good.
I like the vegan protein with the collagen and greens too a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Not that I'm vegan, but it tastes good.
It tastes good. I drink the vegan protein, the lean. I'll drink it after supper as like a dessert.
Yeah, it tastes really good.
Yeah. It's a cookie dough flavor, and I'll mix it up with 4 or 5 ounces of water, so it's a little bit thicker. Tastes awesome.
Do you do most of the proteins with the water, or do you use milk with or skim milk or almond milk?
I don't put milk
Just
in
water.
anything I drink.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a blue moon, I will put almond milk in with it or something like that, but not very often.
Not very often. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And with the vanilla protein, I'll actually I'll make French toast with it sometimes. I'll just take it and I'll get the eggs and then just put a scoop of protein in with the eggs and shake it up and mix it up and then soak the toast in that. It tastes really good.
Does it?
Yeah. Should try it sometime, Greg.
Yeah.
Not much of a chef, but I might try that. Sounds good.
Dude, just get your shaker bottle, crack the eggs in your shaker bottle,
Oh,
put a
that's
scoop
smart.
of protein in it.
Yeah,
you don't have to be a
smart.
chef. Just
Yeah.
it makes it easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bro cooking 101. I like that.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
That's exactly what I do. So, all right. Well, hey, any other questions, Jim, Rodolfo, Greg, any questions?
No, this is great. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mike.
Honest feedback about this. Was it too much, too little? I'm still fleshing it out. What did you guys think?
I thought it was really good. I'm very informative. I thought it was perfect. Time-wise,
Cool.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think you hit on all the products really well. And even for me, like a refresher on everything and kind of what everything does and when you should take what, I think it was really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a couple of things. A couple of times I did mix my caffeine or my pre-workout with creatine.
Sure.
But usually I kind of mix it with my BCAAs, the creatine with my BCAAs.
Okay. One pro tip on your BCA product, depending on what it is, I don't know which one it is, but if you're getting a quality protein, then you don't need to supplement with a BCA product, because more often than not, a BCA product is, if you remember that dosage part of this conversation I was talking about, more often than not, amino energy from Optimum Nutrition is like the #1 selling amino product on the planet. But the dosages are so dang small that you're really not getting much benefit from it. And then they're in a form that your body can't really absorb. So essentially you're drinking flavored caffeine water, because it's just not, your body's like, what do I do with this stuff? I can't absorb it. And if I do absorb it, it's not at a high enough dosage to make a difference. So you're throwing away money with buying a standalone BCA product. I would rather you take that and invest it into a multivitamin or something like that to give your body a little better benefit. And then just make sure you're getting a high quality protein, whether it be from food or a protein shake, because you'll get all the amino acids that your body needs from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, quick question on the if you're doing the protein, if you're taking more than one different protein, if you had whey protein twice, is that wasting it the second time? Should you mix the protein?
Well, it's about timing, right? Your body's only going to be able to absorb so much within a given amount of time. So what I like to do is I won't do more than 30 to 35 grams of protein in a setting, because I'm a big guy though. So like it gets to a point where you're not going to be absorbing it. So that's why, like, when you see bodybuilders who want to get hundreds of grams of protein, they're eating all day, every day, because they're spacing it out so that their body can actually absorb the protein. So if you did a protein shake right now, and then in 30 minutes did another protein shake, odds are you're going to be wasting some of it because your body's still absorbing what you had before.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Or a lot of people try to do like 2 scoops to double dip, and it doesn't really work like that.
No.
Right. And so I would keep it, Jim, for you, between 20 and 30 grams of protein per serving. And
Okay.
like, especially with a shake, like food, you can get away with it a little bit because we're doing a little more because the digestion and the breakdown process is slower. So your body absorbs it over a longer period of time. But a protein shake, because it's already like broken down, your body's trying to absorb that right away. And if you try to throw 40 grams of protein at it, it's going to be like, whoa, I can't do this. And then a lot of it's going to end up, you're going to end up pooping it out, right? Because it just can't absorb it. But if you throw like a nice 20 grams, it's okay, I can handle this. This is cool, you know?
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Cool. Anything else?
Mike, I had somebody ask me about multivitamin, how Xend only has one multivitamin, and a lot of times we see a multivitamin for men versus women.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why Xend either doesn't have one or why it isn't needed necessarily?
Well, any type of men versus women products, unless it's like specifically around like cycle and things like that,
Sure.
right? Like a female protein or a men's protein, there's no difference. It's just protein. Same thing with a multivitamin. Right. There's no difference. The only thing that could make a women's multivitamin be a women's multivitamin is if it was higher in folic acid or something like that, because women tend to need more of that.
Sure.
versus men. But the reason we only have one multivitamin is because we cover the basis for everyone. And then if you need more specific stuff for a female, like for a woman, like you need to have specific ingredients or specific things to hit specific female needs, then there's a different product that you can get for that. But our multivitamin is just kind of like a baseline for everyone. And we only have one because if you do it right and you have all the ingredients that you need in one, you only need one. You don't need to have different ones to work with. Good question though, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to add that to my cut through the confusion portion.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Wonderful evening. Enjoy Thanksgiving. And hopefully someday I can get back to the gym and see you all in person.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks. Yeah,
All right, have a good Thanksgiving.
Have a good
you too.
Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Take care.